Right. So any questions till now, guys? Any challenges you have? No, right? So let's start the another topic. We'll discuss about backups today, as discussed in the last week. So let's start this backup concept today. Okay, right. So tell me, guys, why we have to take the backups? Any idea why we need backups?
To secure the data.
Very good. To
Safeguard
secure
the
the
data.
data. Sorry, to
To safeguard the data.
very good. Safeguard the data. Nice. To secure the data. Good. Next.
For restoration purpose.
Very good for restoration purpose. Good. Next. Did I give any assignment in the last weekend, guys? Any assignment I gave?
In case of disaster.
Very good. Excellent. Disasters. During disaster recovery. Okay. Next. Okay. Fine. Right. Okay. So all your answers are correct, guys. So mainly why we'll take the backups. Okay. So for example, we are going to take our phone's backup. Why we need that? As a DBA, it's our primary responsibility to maintain the safety for the data, guys. As a DBA, it's our primary responsibility to maintain the safety. Okay, so it's very, very important. So we have to maintain safety and security for the data, guys. As a DBA, it's our responsibility. Okay, so why we need that backup, guys? Why we are taking backup? Why we are taking our phones backup and all? In case if if the main data is deleted, we can use that copy, backup copy whenever needed. When suddenly the phone is dead. Okay, so if you took the backup of your phone, the photos, contacts, whatever we have, okay, so again you are going to you can retrieve the data by using the existing copy. If you don't have any phone backup, suddenly if your phone is dead because of some motherboard issues and all, where you have to replace the whole motherboard, you cannot retrieve the data. If you replace the whole motherboard, then how come you are going to get the data? Where is the safety for your data? So for the first purpose is safety. For the safety purpose, we have to take the backup of each and every database. There is no criteria which database backup I have to take. Every database backup you have to take, guys. Every database is important database only. Every database backup we have to take. Okay, and when we are going to use this backup? During disasters. If something happened to the database, okay, if something happened to the database, then using this in case of disaster to recover, that is called disaster recovery. During the crash situations, during the disaster situations, to recover the data, we are going to use, okay, the existing backups and all. This is called a disaster recovery. And for database refreshment, what is this, guys? What is this database refreshment? Okay, so I told you in the beginning of the sessions, okay, in the beginning of the sessions we have already discussed what is the meaning of refreshment. Okay, so we will have different types of environments in the organization. We'll have different types of environments in the organization: production environment, non-prod environment. Again, in the non-prod, we will have stage, test, dev, QA, UAT. So different types of environments will be there, guys. Production and non-prod or pre-prod. Okay, both are same. Non-prod, some people will call it as a pre-prod. Some people will call it as a non-prod. Under this non-prod, we have stage servers, dev servers, test servers, UAT servers, QA servers. So these are the non-prod servers, guys. So what is the problem with this? Is non-prod servers are very important for us? Is it important, guys, to maintain non-prod?
No,
Not required?
it's not like not required. We have to give preference to the product servers more.
Yeah, that's
Those are
good.
the
Okay.
main.
So the main thing is prod. We have to give main preference to the priority to the production servers. But non-prod also very important. Why? Because in case if developers wants to test their logic, in case you want to change the application layout, the interface of the application, So directly you cannot do on the production servers, guys. You don't know the impact of the change, right? Right. So what they are going to do, they are going to implement the same change on the non-prod servers. They will observe how the non-prod servers are behaving after this change. If everything is expected after this change, then they are going to apply the same change on the production servers. Imagine if there is no non-prod servers, they will apply the changes on the production servers. Don't know, suddenly if the application is down, your business will be down. So that is the challenges. So we should have non-prod servers for testing purpose and all. But non-prod servers, live application generally will be attached to the production servers only. Whatever live application, Amazon is there. If you can open Amazon.com, the live application that is called live application, it will be associated with them on database, that is production database. People cannot use non-prod applications, non-prod databases and all. So in the non-prod servers, you don't get the data, live data, you don't get it. For production, people will connect, people will open, and they are going to insert some data, they are going to buy something so that it is going to insert the data in the databases. But non-prod, how you are going to insert the data? People are not going to use these non-prod applications, right? Then without data, how developers will test their logic? Right? So what we have, what option we have now? We have to take the backup of production database and we have to restore it on the non-prod servers. So production will always have the live data, right? So if you take the backup of this production database and if you restore it on the non-prod servers, so this process is called database refreshment activity. These activities will be there weekly. Again, I am saying these activities will be there weekly in the organization. Regularly, you will do this activity. Weekly refreshment activities will be there. Daily refreshment activities will be there. Monthly refreshment activities will be there. Quarterly refreshment activities will be there. Okay, so regularly you will do this activity. What is this activity? Take the backup of the production servers and restore it onto the non-prod servers. This is called database refresh activity. Nothing you are doing here. Backup and restore. That's it. This is called database refreshment activity. You can mention this activity in your resume also. Regularly we'll do this database refreshment activities, guys. For all these purposes, we need backups. Without backups, okay, we cannot, okay, restore the database, or in case or during crash situations you cannot save your data. So it's very important to maintain the databases, guys, database backups and all. Okay, so we have 11 types of backups. How many types of backups? 11 types of backups. Okay, full backup, differential backup, log backup or transactional log backup, okay, copy only backup, file and file group backup, okay, split backup, striped backup, striped or split both are same, okay, mirror backup, okay, and eighth one, partial backup, partial differential backup.
The tail log backup.
Very good. Okay, finally tail log backup. These are all called hot backups. Okay, these 10 backups are called hot backups. Okay, so we have one more backup called cold backup. Cold backup. So we are not going to discuss all these backups, guys. Full backup is important, differential backup is important, transaction log backup is important, copy only backup is important. Okay, file and file group you can just check it. Okay, I'll give you the document. Split we are not going to use it. Mirror backup we don't use it. Partial backup we don't use it. We'll never use these backups at all. Okay, even file and file group also. Tail log backup is also important. I'll discuss that as well. Cold backup also I'll show you what is meant by cold backup and all. Right? So full backup. What is meant by full backup, guys? Full backup. What is the meaning of full?
Complete database backup.
Yeah, it will take database backup only. So full means what?
Total backup. Mean
Copy,
like logs.
copying
Okay.
the entire database.
Yes, okay, it will take the
Whole
backup of
database.
it will take the backup of the whole database. It will take the backup of the whole database. Okay, whole database means what? Whole database means what?
Data files and as well as log files.
Very
Whatever.
good. Okay, it will take the backup of the data files and log file. Only one log file. You can create multiple log file, but we'll use only one log file. Okay, so data files, sometimes one data file will be there, multiple data files will be there, depends upon the database data size and all. Okay, so full backup means it will take the backup of all the files. Full backup means it will take the backup of all the files, data files and log file. Whatever data is there in the data files, it will take the backup, and whatever data is there in the log file also, it will take the backup of the log file, guys. That is called full backup. Full backup generally it will take, depends on the database size, generally it might take, okay, it might take 30 to 45 minutes or 1 hour, okay, for per 1 terabyte. Guys, this is very important. In the interview they will ask you guys this question: what is the biggest size of your database? What is the biggest size of your database? Can anyone answer this question, please, at this moment? In case if I ask you this
1 TB.
question, in case if I, you can tell your answers, guys. Whatever you want, you can just type your answers in the chat. So what do you think? How much you have to tell in case if anyone is asking what is the biggest size of your database? Tell me, guys. Just answer your question in the chat, please. Quick, guys, quick. We don't have time, please. I don't think it will take much time, okay? This is Pakka entry question. What is the size of your biggest database? Or what is the biggest database size in your project? See here, last time I created users, right? Last time I created users. See how many users I created. This is administrator by default, you can see. And I created Akhilesh, I created Krista, I created Devi Mohanka, I created a user account for service account. You can see here. This is the service account. You can use any of the account. You can choose any of the account and you can log in, guys. As of now, I'm using administrator. If Akhilesh is logged into this server, Akhilesh use his account. If Krista logged into his server, she is going to use this account. If Devi Mohanka is going to log into the server, Devi Mohanka is going to use this account. Okay, everyone will have their own accounts, guys. Right, now let me check the answers. Okay. Okay. Mohanraj 10 TB, Sandeep 2 TB, 4 TB, 2 TB, 100 GB to 500 GB, 2 TB, 2 TB, 2 TB, 2 TB, 1 TB. In interviews, we have to say 1 TB. Girja, 2 TB, 2 TB, 1 TB, 1 to 1 TB, more than 1 PB also. More than 1 PB also. Petabytes, Ravikiran. Prasanna 1 TB, Srikanth 10 TB, 2 TB, 1 TB, 2 TB, 5 TB, 1 TB, 2 TB. Okay, fine, guys. Good, good, good. Okay, most of the answers are correct. Don't go, okay, more than 5, 6 TB. Yes, there are databases, 10 TB databases also will be there in a project based on the application. Yes, there is a chance that 10 terabytes, 16 terabytes, I'm handling 16 terabytes of database, guys. In my project, my biggest database size is 16 terabytes. And Ravi, there is no petabytes of database. Okay, up to terabytes is fine, and that too less than 20 terabytes. Okay, don't go beyond 20 terabytes and all. And that too, don't tell more than 5 terabytes. Just you can tell the answer between 3 terabytes to 10 terabytes. Someone said 100 to 500 GB. Yes, if you ask me directly, yes, there might be a chance that 500 GB database also will be there, but it doesn't seems to be a real time realistic number and also don't tell below 1 TB, guys. Okay, don't tell below 1 TB. You have to tell more than 1 TB to 2 TB or 3 TB is fine. Average 2 to 3 TB you can tell, guys. Okay, don't tell 2.2 TB and all, just either 2 TB or 3 TB or 4 TB is fine. Okay, the next question will be, what will be the next question, guys? How much time it will take to take the backup on that 2 terabytes of database? This will be the next question. Now I need answers from everyone. How much time generally it will? Just give a random answer, no issues for me. How much do you think, how do you think, like how much time it will take, okay, to take the full backup of the database? Just answer me. How much time it will take? Please be muted. You don't have questions. Be muted, please be muted. Monica, any questions, please? Okay. Your baby is also attending DBA class. IP config. Okay, 194. 0.4. I'm connecting to the server, guys. Okay, nothing I'm doing. Those who joined today, so don't worry, I'm just connecting to the server. Okay. No, okay, fine. Okay, I got 15 answers. Okay, around 60 minutes. Devi Monica, near to 1.5 hour. Okay, fine. Mohan Raj, 60 to 90, 2 hours. Gayatri, near to 1 around 60 minutes, 2 hours, 90 minutes. Okay, Ravikiran, Anand, 1.5 hour. Okay, 15 to 30 minutes. Suhaib, okay. 1 hour again, depends on the network again. Okay, very good. Sheikh, 4 TB, 3 to 5 hours. Okay, neither fine. More than okay, fine, guys. Okay, generally, okay, so generally if you ask me how much time it will take for 1 TB, you have to calculate like this. Okay, per 1 TB it will take around 30 to 45 minutes. Again, depends upon the network speed. Sometimes we can take backups in the same server, sometimes we can take the backup to the network location. Okay, so it depends upon the network speed. It will be like per 1 TB it will take 30 to 45 minutes generally. Less than 1 hour it will be completed if the network is good. If the network is good, or if you are taking native backups means what? Taking backup in the same server. Taking the backup in the same server is called native backups. Okay, local server, local backups you can say. Okay, so local backups you can say, if you are taking up backups in the same server, or if you are taking backups using SQL Server Management Studio, that is called native backups. Generally, for 1 TB it will take around 30 to 45 minutes, guys. If the server is speed, okay, 1 TB database, it can take backup in 30 minutes only. Okay, depends upon the network bandwidth, it will vary to 30 to 45 minutes again. So you can count it in that range. You can count it for 2. If you said 2 terabytes of the database, means around it will take 1.5 hour to 2 hours it will take. 3 terabytes of database you said, means around 330 is a 1.5 hour, 2 hours. Around 2 to 2.5 hours it will take, guys. 3 terabytes means 2 to 2.5 hours it will take to complete. Again, depends upon the network speed. Okay, so this is the important question, guys. Definitely will get these 2 questions. What is the biggest size of your database in your organization, and how much time it will take to take the full backup on that database? Okay, so full backup means it will take the backup of the whole database. Whole database means it will take the backup of the data files and log files. Generally it will take the time, okay, to take the full backup. Depends upon the database size. So we are going to take the full backups during weekends, guys. Generally 90% will take the backups, full backups especially will take the full backups during weekends. Why? Because backups are performance killers, guys. Backups are performance killers. Okay, backups are performance killers, guys. Okay, it will take lot of system resources, lot of CPU, lot of memory, especially full backups will run hours and hours, guys. So it will utilize the system resources. If you initiate full backup during business hours means whatever time it is, 9 to 6 our time, 9 to 6 US time. If you initiate the backups, full backups, especially full backups during okay business hours, it will slow down your SQL server, so performance issues and all you will encounter, guys. Okay, so that's why full backups generally we are going to trigger it during weekends. Okay, we are going to trigger the full backups during weekends, either Saturday night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or Sunday night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. So we are going to trigger the full backups during weekends night time, guys. Okay, how to take the full backup? Very simple, guys. Just right click, you can take full backup in two ways. Either you can take the full backup using a query, or you can take the full backup using GUI option also, whichever is comfortable to you. So full backup means right click tasks, you can choose one option. Okay, so you have to like select the type of the backup. I'll show you. And generally if you want to take the full backup, what and all parameters you will give, guys? You want to take a full backup or backup, generally what and all parameters. Now even imagine in your laptop you are taking a backup of your mobile phone. What parameters you need?
Space.
Space.
Location where
Excellent.
you have to keep.
Excellent. Space, location, to which location
Storage.
you want to take the backup. Yes.
And naming.
Space is very important, guys. This is very important. Okay, 1 terabyte database is there, and without unknowingly you just selected one drive where there is just 10 GB of space is there. Do you think the backup is successful? Database size is 1 terabyte, unknowingly took the backup to one drive which is having 10 GB free space. Do you think that backup is successful?
No.
It will be failed. So very important, guys, space in which drive you are taking backup. You should check the space of the drive. This is where generally people will do the mistakes unknowingly. There are some scenarios you have to take the full backup of the database. Yes, if application team is doing any activity for the safe side, we are going to take the full backup of the database. So by mistake, unknowingly, if you are taking backup to one drive where there is no free space or very less free space are there, if you trigger that full backup, then immediately the backup will be failed. It won't show you, hey, there is no free space in this drive. Like that, it don't show you the error message. It will start the backup, but in that continuous process, after 1 hour, it might be failed due to space issue. Why? Because the drive is full. So it don't show you like there is no free space in the drive. Okay, it will start, it will trigger, it will run for some time. After that, if it feels that there is no free space in the drive, the backup will be failed, guys. So two things are very important: space, whether you have enough free space are there or not. Second thing is location, to which location you want to take the backup, guys. So it's very important. So how to take the full backup any database? So generally this is how manually we'll do the full backup. Again, in the organization we have an automation, guys. I'll explain in the automation classes and all. During using jobs we can take the full backup, but you should know how to take the backup manually. Okay, imagine I want to take the backup of this Zomato database. Right click, tasks, backup. 1 minute, guys. Okay, so here you have to choose, okay, what type of backup you are going to, okay, what type of then patching depends on requirement. Ravikiran, I'll explain. Okay, yes, generally depends. See, we have to check. Okay, patching and all generally we don't do it regularly, right, Ravi? So depends upon the requirements only we'll do it. Okay, so not every weekend we'll do the patching and all. So depends upon the requirements we'll do the patching. Okay. Yes, Sheikh will compress it. I'll explain about the compress. Okay, compression and all. 1 minute, just 1 minute. Why my participants are rising? Tamkeen. 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 Just 1 minute, guys. Okay, today we have 100% attendance. Right, let me see this participant. Done. Fine, okay. So okay, how to take the full backups, guys? Right click on the database, tasks and backups. You can choose backup option. So it will ask you which database backup. So I want to, for example, I want to take the Zomato backup. So right click on Zomato, you can just check it. Later you changed your mind, you can still select the database from this drop down. I want to take the backup of the BB Daily. You can choose BB Daily database, whatever database you want, you can take it, guys. Okay, you can select the particular database and you can take the full backup. So what type of backup you want to take? Here you have to choose full backup. By default full backup will be there. By default full backup will be there. So automatically if you want to take the full backup, make sure here full is selected or not. I'll explain about this copy only backup, guys. Okay, we have a different type of backups, copy only backup. And again I told you, right, file and file group backups. If you want to select, if you want to take file and file group backups, you can select this particular file and file group backups. It will ask you which file you want to take the backup, which file group you want to take the backup. You can choose from this list, guys, if you have multiple files and file groups. Okay, chalo, forget about these things. Next is location. You can see here backup to disk only. There are two options here. Destination, this is source, guys. You are going to take the backup of the database, right? So which database? So that you have to choose in the source. Okay, and to which location? So that you have to choose in the destination. Backup to disk or URL. There are two options here. One is backup to disk or backup to URL. What is the difference between disk and URL? If you choose disk means you can take the backups to the local server. If you choose disk means you can take the backups to the local server or any remote server using this. Okay, what is that, shared path location and all. Backup to disk means you are taking backups to a particular server, either to the same server, in the same server you are taking the backup, or in the remote server you can take the backup, guys. Okay, that is called backup to disk. Then what is this backup to URL? If you are taking backups to the Azure storage account, if you are taking backups to any cloud storage accounts and all, then we'll choose this URL. If you are taking backups to any cloud storage accounts, then you can use this URL. So we are not going to use this URL. So we'll use the disk, guys. We are going to take the backup to the server only. So this is the path. I didn't give the path, but still you can see here. This is the path. See program files. You can see here. Go to this location. We'll see. Open the C drive. C drive. Okay. Let me drag it like this. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Shanmugh. Can you please repeat that?
Which one?
Backup to URL and backup to data.
Backup to disk means if you are taking backup to the same server, that is called backup to disk. Okay,
Okay.
backup to URL means forget about this backup to URL. We don't use it. In case if you want to take backup to the Azure storage accounts and all, we are going to use this URL option.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Right. So by default, if you don't choose any location and all, so by default, your backups will be taken to this location, guys. C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. Let me open that location. C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay. In this, based on the version, which version it is? 16, right? So 16, and then MS SQL, and then backup location. Okay. So by default, it would take the backup to the this location, guys. Last time I took the backup, right? So you can see here. Okay, so this is the location by default. By default, it will choose this location. And this, I don't know how many of you remember, when you install SQL Server, automatically these folders will be created. In that, backup is also one folder, guys. Backup is also one folder. So you can see this. Okay, as of now, one backup we have took already. Already we took this backup in the last week, guys. 26th of February we took the backup. Okay, leave it. Okay, no issues. So now I want to change. I don't want to take the backup to this location. I want to change to a different location. You can add the new location. Click here and you can browse it, guys. Whatever location you want, you can select that particular drive and you can go to that particular drive and you can choose the destination. Okay, if you don't want to take the backup to the existing location, you can change the location, guys. In which drive you want to take the backup, you can choose that location. You can choose that folder and all using this add button. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I am going to change the backup file name, guys. Okay, I'll use the same C drive. C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. In this MS SQL 16.MS SQL Server, in this MS SQL folder, in this backup location, I'm going to name this. Okay, so it is a Zomato full backup, right? Zomato. Always try to include the database name in the full backups, guys. Okay, again I am saying you can give any name here. You can give your name also, no issues at all. You can use Imtiaz, you can use Abhinash, you can use, okay, Shekhar, whatever name you want, you can keep it here. Shekhar.bak, you can keep it here, but that is not for you, right? That is for the team. The team members has to understand which database backup it is. So while naming the backups, you have to include this database name, which database backup it is. Okay, this is Zomato database backup. What type of backup it is? This is a full backup. Chalo, this is a full backup. Okay, so I'm going to include full backup. Again, I'm saying, okay, you can give any name here, guys. It don't give you any issues. There is no problem and all in giving the names. Whatever name you want, you can give it. But why other DBS also will be there, other colleagues also will be there, so they have to understand what type of backup it is, what database backup it is. So that's why we have to include the name of the database and we have to include the type of the database. So I'm going to include a date also when I took the database. So what is the date today? 5th March, right? 05/03/2023. Okay, dot, what is the extension of full backup, guys? Dot BAK. What is the extension of full backup? .bak. So you can give name like this, guys, and you can choose OK. Now the name will be changed. This is the old backup, right? This is the old path, old name. I am going to remove it and I am going to use this new name, Zomato full backup 05/03/2023.bak. Okay, so now go
Now,
to,
can we two location at the same time? No?
can we
Add two, like two drives.
yes, you can
Add.
do that. You can do that using split backups. You can do that. Okay, you can give two locations, okay, using split backups or striped backups. Split or striped, both are same, guys. Using split backups, one database backup you can store in two locations or three locations, or how many locations you want, you can store it, guys. Up to 64 locations you can give. Okay, fine. So in case if you want to give another location, that's a different concept. In case if you want to go with the split backups or striped backups, then you can. Okay, next, media options. So if you see here, overwrite media, okay, and backup to the existing media set. So here if you see,
Sir, mostly if you don't have enough space in single disk,
I'll
in
tell
that
you.
cases.
I'll tell you. Yeah, during split backups, we will discuss. Okay, why? Because again, you will be confused. Okay, people will be confused. Fine. So media options, select media options. Okay, you can choose, generally you can choose by default options, overwrite media, backup to the existing media set, append to the existing backup set. I'll tell you what is the difference between a backup set and media set. Okay, if you see here, last time we took one backup, guys. Okay, this is the last backup, last database backup. So one database backup, generally you can call it as a one backup set. Okay, one database backup is called one backup set. So this is the Zomato full backup set, guys. This is a backup set. What is the media set? I'll show you. Okay, I'll explain why, because now you don't get a complete idea. So I'll show you in the next time while taking the backups. So overwrite to the media, overwrite to the media. So I have a quick question for all of you. Already you can see here Zomato full backup.bak. To the same location, can I take one more full backup with the same name?
Yeah, it will override if you take it.
With the same name in the same location, can I take one more full backup, guys? Zomato full backup, can I take it? Is it possible?
Yes.
Tell me, guys, is it possible or not? Imagine on the
Yes, it is
desktop.
possible, but it is
Yeah, it
override.
is possible.
Imagine on your desktop there is a file called, okay, database backups. There is a file notepad called database backup. Again, can you create one more file on the desktop with the same name on the desktop? Is it possible to create another file with the same name on the same location?
But it will be a confusion, no?
Hmm. First of all,
We,
is it
we need to
going to allow?
rename it.
Is it going to allow you,
It-
first of all?
It will
It
not
will
allow the
override.
It won't allow you, right? It will throw the error, right? Generally. So if you are taking
Not to
backup,
show that.
yes, in case if you are creating a same name in the same location, then definitely it will throw the error like file already exists. You have to change it, you have to rename, or that is a different scenario. Okay, so if you see here in the SQL server, we have an option. We have an option, guys. Okay, if you want to give the same name, what will happen? There are two options here. One is append to the existing backup set. In SQL Server, it is possible that you can take the backup to the same file again, guys. I'll show you. I can again take the backup with the same name to the same location. But here, what is the challenge? You can see overwrite media. You can see here, guys, what it will do by default. What it will do, guys? There are two options here. In case if you are taking backup with the same name to the same location, what you want me to do? You want me to append or you want me to overwrite? You can choose, guys. By default append will be there. By default append will be there. If you want to choose overwrite, you can choose the overwrite. Okay, it is going to choose the overwrite, guys. So generally append option will be there. Means append means I'll show you again. Don't confuse here, guys. I'll show you. So here and all extra options will be there. It is going to, if you want to verify the backup after finish, whether backup is successfully finished or not, it is going to verify using this verify backup finished, perform checksum before writing to the media, continue on error. So these are different scenarios that in case if you want to check after the backup whether backup is properly taken or not, we can use these options. Okay, these options are used to verify the backups, guys. Generally in the organization we don't choose these options, we'll leave it as it is. And if you go to backup options, backup set name, in case if you want to change the backup set, you can change the backup set, guys. Okay, and here there is an option called, forget about description, we don't give the description and all. Backup set will expire. You can choose 2 days, 3 days and all. So now today you took the full backup, guys. 5th of March you took the full backup. So if you choose 2 days, it is going to expire after this. After like on 7th of March the database backup is going to be expired, and you cannot use that particular backup to restore. It's not a valid backup, it was expired. Got the point, guys? So generally we don't use this option, we don't choose this option. Why? Because we don't know when we are going to use this backup, right? So we don't choose this backup set will expire option. So generally it will be 0 only. 0 means it don't expire, guys. Okay, so if you choose expiration, yes please.
What does expire means?
Sorry?
What does it mean expire?
Not getting your voice. Your voice is breaking.
What does it mean?
Again, your voice is breaking. Can you please type your question in the chat?
Sorry, what is that expiring means?
Expiry means you don't know. Normal medicines will be there for medicines. Expiration will be there, right? Expiry date will be there, right? So that's what I'm explaining. In case if you choose one day expiry, okay, by tomorrow the backup will be expired, means you cannot use that backup to restore. It is not a valid backup to restore. That is called expiry. Backup set will expire in 2 days or 3 days, means after this, in case if you choose this option 2 days or 3 days, after 3 days the backup set won't work, guys. Simple thing, it won't work. You cannot use that backup to restore. So it's not like that in the organization, right? We don't know when we are going to use it, right? So that's why we'll keep it as 0. We don't change these values. Hardly we'll give the database name here and we'll choose the path and we'll give the file name. Other options will never touch it and we don't change it also, but you should know what it will do. Okay, is it clear, guys? Guys, is my audio clear? Any breakings are there?
It's clear.
Okay,
Clear.
so now is it
Yes.
clear what is this expire? What is this expire? Is it clear, everyone?
Yeah, it's clear.
Or you want to expire on a specific date, you can choose the calendar also on what date you want me to expire. Either you can choose a specific days or specific date also you can choose. I am not going to choose any of the options, guys. I'll keep this as 0. Compression, very important. Backup compression. Do I need to set this compression on? Is it very important, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you want me to compress the backup? So do you think
Yes.
it will work, or it's not a good idea to compress the backups, guys? What do you think?
It's a good idea to compress them.
Yeah.
Why?
It will save us space.
Because it
We
can
can-
help us to save the space.
Okay.
File space will be saved.
Very good, guys. Okay, so compression is very important, very useful option, guys. Compression is very useful option. So especially during backups and full backups, it's very important. What if you might be think like, in case if I compress the backup, okay, so my backup might be corrupted, or what else, it will take lot of time to uncompress and all. Okay, so performance issues and all, you'll get it. Don't worry, guys, I'll explain how. So general in the SQL server, if 1 terabyte of database is there, imagine there is no backup compression. You are not going to compress. Compress means, you know, right? Compressing. Okay, imagine if you are not compressing this backup, how much database backup size will be there? 1 TB, right? For 1 TB database, if you compress it, imagine simple thing, in your mobile phone 1 TB or 100 GB data is there. Imagine 100 GB data is there in your mobile phone. If you copy to the laptop, same 100 GB data will be copied, right? Agreed, guys? Agreed. So for copying 100 GB database backup, forget about database. For copying 100 GB of data, how much time it will take generally? It might take 30 minutes, right? Imagine 30 minutes to 1 hour, right? Only to copy. So if there is no backup compression, for 1 TB of database, 1 TB of backup file will be generated. If there is no backup compression, okay, for 1 TB database, 1 TB backup file will be generated. Imagine if you turn on the backup compression for 1 TB database, how much do you think? Can anyone tell me? How much till how much it will be compressed, guys?
Around 300 to 500.
90, 80 to 90% it is going to be compressed, guys. 80 to 90%. So 1 TB backup size can be 200 GB to 300 GB. Okay, so tell me, writing 1 TB backup file will take more time, or writing 200 GB to 300 GB backup file will take more time?
One
Tell me, guys.
will take.
Copying 1 TB backup file will take more time. Copying 200 GB to 300 GB backup file, it will take more time. Right?
Copying 1 TB.
Right. For this you need 1 TB of free space. For this you need 200 to 300 GB of free space. Means you are saving time, you are saving storage, ultimately you are saving money. So because of backup compression, you are doing these things, guys. Organizations need all these things. If you don't turn on this compression for 1 TB, it will take 3-4 hours to take the backup. If you turn on the compression, it will take 30 minutes to 45 minutes to take the full backup. If you don't turn on the compression, it will, okay, again, to copy, right, it will take lot of time. The backup size will be 1 TB. So in your drive, you should have 1 TB free space. But if you turn on the backup compression, you don't need 1 TB, hardly 200 to 300 GB free space is enough. How much 700 GB you are storing? How much money you are saving, guys? 700 GB means 700 GB of disk for one database. Like that, how many databases will be there? Okay, so lot of options will be there using backup compression. So generally we'll turn on the backup compression in the organization. So what it is saying? Set backup compression. You can choose 3 options. Either use the default server setting, compress backup, do not compress backup. Which option I have to choose here? Which option I have to choose?
Compress
Compress
backup, sir.
backup.
Compress backup.
Compress backup. But the thing is, in case if I am having 500 databases or 5000 databases, every time choosing this option is not good, right? I'll keep this as use default server
Default.
setting. On the server level, I have an option, guys. Right click, go to properties, go to database settings. There you can see compress backup. So if compress backup is turned on the server level, it is going to take the backups with compression. Okay, if compress backup level is not enabled on the server level, so again you have to choose manually here compress backup or do not compress backup, which is not good option. So we don't select this option also, we'll keep it as it is. What is the option we'll use? Use the default server settings. But what you have to do on the server level, you have to cross check whether compress backup is enabled or disabled, guys. So generally on the server level it will be compressed, guys. Okay, let me take the backup. Okay, first without selecting this option, I'll take the backup, guys. Without selecting this option, I'm going to take the backups. What does it mean, terms of file? Srikanth, what is this terms of file? Does that mean the file will be deleted? Get your question. Okay, fine. Okay, so now I'm not going to, okay, it is going to use the default server setting only. Let it be. We'll see what is the size of the backup, guys. Okay, let it be. Okay, fine. Any options are there? Well, we have selected all those things, right? So let me click OK, or else what I can do, I am going to script out the full backup query. How much big query will be there? You can see here. What is the query to take the full backup? You can see, guys. Okay, I'm going to script this out, the activity whatever we have selected. How to provide network path in full backup? I'll show you. Same path you have to give network path and all. I'll show you. Okay, let me close this one. Yeah, so it just created a backup query, guys. You can see here, this is the backup query. Backup database name to disk is equal to, okay, file name dot bak, like this. You can see a big query and all. So let it be. You can see a big query. Okay, right. Chalo, now I am going to just click OK. This is just for script, guys, just to show you how the script will be. Just click. You can see the status here, guys. How much backup is completed? You can see the status here. 100% is completed. You can see now the database is very small, right? So immediately took the backup. If the database is a 10 GB, 20 GB or 100 GB, you can see the time 10% completed, 20% completed. You can see the status using this one, and you can see the success notification, the backup of database Zomato completed successfully. Okay, let's go to this location. Let's see. Okay, now you can see, earlier you can see only one file, Zomato full backup. Now you can see today's date, Zomato full backup. Okay, and 05/03/2023. Okay, 2023, extra 2 is added. Fine. Now you can see server time is this one, 6:35 p.m. US time, and you can see I just gave some different time. Okay, so imagine if Indian resource took the full backup, generally he might rename like this. So there might be a chance that this time and this time will vary, guys. This date especially. Now let's turn on the backup compression. Okay, let's take the full backup again. Go to tasks, backup. Let's see. Okay, before turning it on, let me enable the backup compression settings, database settings, and I'm going to enable this compress backup option this time. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, full backup only, backup type full, database and disk only I'm going to take the backup to the disk, remove the old path, add the new path, browse the path, and in the C drive I'm going to choose backup location, and this time I'm going to give again one more name, Zomato underscore full backup underscore. Okay, what is the date now? 05 05 03 2023 2023 underscore. Again I'm adding time also this time. What is the time now? 87, right? 080700. Okay, dot BAK. Click OK. Click OK. Now I'm not changing any values now. I am not changing any values. As we have already discussed everything, I am not going to change any values. Click OK. Done. Earlier you can see some 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 like that you can see. Now immediately you can see a success message, and if you go and check this backup file, and now you can see the backup file. Can you see guys how much backup file it is? Where is 4000, almost 5000, where is 600 guys? 10% of 4000 how much? 480, right? So how much percentage it is? Hardly 12% or 13%. When you turn on the compression, see 85% it just saved guys, 85%. Don't think data and all will be lost. This is also, if you restore this database, this backup, you will get the same table, same data, and if you restore this backup also, you will get same table, same data without missing a single record also. That is the power of, only for small database itself it was saved this much. Imagine for 1 terabyte, 2 terabytes, 10 terabytes of database, how much it is going to save, how much time it is going to save guys. Okay, so generally this is the use of the backup compression. Any questions here guys till now? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions?
I have one question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, actually, at the time of if it is something completed around 70% and after that it got failed message, what is the troubleshooting?
Nothing troubleshooting. You have to check failed message means one message will be there, right, in the error, right? So if you ask me, sir, I want to go to from Bangalore to Hyderabad, lot of ways are there. You can go by bus, train, flight, bicycle, bike, whatever you want, you can choose it. In the same way, sir, it was failed. Why it was failed? What is the reason? Based on that reason, we can troubleshoot. Nothing. Generally, backups will be failed either because of space issues. And you said it was already initiated. In case of permission issues and all, immediately it will be failed, guys. Whenever you trigger the backup, if you don't have enough permissions to take the backup, immediately without taking 1% also it will be failed. The next millisecond itself it will be failed if it is permission issues. You said it was run for 30 percentage. That means there might be a space issue, or someone killed that session. You initiated a backup query. Okay, someone killed your session. So at 30 minutes, it might be there is a chance that your backup will be failed. Got the point? So there are lot of reasons. You cannot say it was failed. But what reason? You have to tell the answer. So in case if you know the reason, based on the reason only you can troubleshoot. Okay, if it was failed with because of space issue or someone killed my session, okay, or because of some blocking issues is taking lot of time, lot of reasons will be there. Based on that reason, you can troubleshoot. Okay.
Shanmukh, is it a good idea to debug the issue or just start backup again, which will be a better and a faster way?
How come? You see, if the backup is failed because of space issues, without debugging, how come you can proceed again?
Like space issue is fine, but if you have
Any issue,
like
see, you have to
maybe
debug it. No. First of all, you have to fix that issue. Without fixing, you cannot proceed. Then first fix it, then only you can proceed. That might be a space issue, that might be a permission issue. Again, you don't have permission issue to take you don't have permission to take the backup. Without debugging, how can you again rerun that query?
no, I mean to say like these are the common things we will take thing like uh readable or like instead of investing much time on those, can we again start a backup or like
No. That's not a good idea. See, first you have to fix that issue. Why? Because without fixing the issue, again you might encounter the same problem, right? So it's first of all you have to fix that issue.
Sir, what kind of permission while taking backup?
See, generally DBS don't get permission issues and all. Generally DBS are sysadmins. In case if any application developers are taking backups, then tell me what kind of permissions we need. Tell me, we discussed about server roles. In server role, you are a part of which server role to take the backups? Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me you are a part of each server role to take the full backups or any type of backups? Generally, again, mostly
Sysadmin, sir.
sysadmin. Okay, very good. Sysadmin by default. Okay, if I ask you any question, you can tell sysadmin. Other than sysadmin, who can take the backups? Which admin?
Backup operator.
Backup operator is a server role or database role?
Sysadmin.
Disk admin.
Disk admin, setup admin, security admin. Yeah, tell me all the
Server.
roles. Server admin, process admin. No problem, you can tell me. VD square PS4. Okay. Tell me, guys. You can guess it. At least you can guess it. Tell me one correct answer. Don't give me inky pinky ponky answers. Okay. You can guess from these rows. Other than sysadmin. Other than sysadmin, who can take the backups?
DB creator.
Very good. Okay. DB creator. Sandeep, guys, can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see
Yes,
it's
Chandra.
visible.
Sandeep, can you please rejoin? Might be there is an issue from your side. Any error if we select other type of backup while backup process, if we set compress backup is setting. What is this, Shruti? I didn't get your question. Will it throw any error if we select other type of backup while backup process, if we set compress
Sir,
backup?
for example, you told on the right click, we have to do settings, compress backups, the default setting, right? For example, while doing a backup, so there are some options. No, without compress also we can take a backup. For example, in the settings we choose to compress backup. So while doing a backup, for example, I've selected without compression. So will it throw any error? Like it will show whether the setting is wrong
No,
or something like that?
nothing. It will simply, if you choose, see, server level, you can choose compress backup option. During backups, it's your wish. It's your wish. If you want to take backups without compression also, you can
So
choose without
whatever
compression.
whatever we are giving during the backup process, that
Yes,
only will be
it will
considered.
take considered.
Right?
Yes. If you
Okay.
select use default server settings, it will use server settings. If you choose compress backup, it will compress it. If you choose do not compress backup, it will choose do not compress it. Don't compress.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Any other
Sir,
questions?
where we will encounter any errors if we face while
Nothing. See, while running itself, you can see. If you still don't see, you can go and check the SQL Server error log. Okay, you can see. You can go and why? Because generally, if you trigger this full backup, if you execute this query in the output, you can see the error. Okay, if you are manually triggering the full backup, if you click execute, it will run for some time, and if it is unable to proceed, it will throw the error in the output text. Okay, here in the output text you can see, right? Second thing, generally we'll use jobs automation. Okay, in the automation I'll show you, we have a separate sessions on automation, guys. In that class I'll show you, okay, where we have to check the backup errors and all. Fine. Yeah. Any other questions, please? Any other questions? So now, can anyone tell me what is the query to create the full backup? Can anyone tell me? Backup, database,
database name
With
to
compression.
disk equal to file name
Zomato
backup
underscore full backup underscore. I'm just giving one name. Okay, guys. Again, I can give any name. Okay, I can give my name also, shanmukh.bak. So can I take backup now? Is it going to allow me, guys? Tell me.
Yes, sir. Hello.
So why it will allow? There is no
By-
path, right?
It
Because
is default path.
Default path, sir. In server settings, we have default right?
no,
Backup.
sir. While installing the SQL server, that system databases has been taken to that default. So the server will think it has to go to there only.
Same that only default path means that one only. Okay, so let's run this, guys. Okay, let's run this one.
Destination location to where we have to take the backup.
Very good, very good, very good, Girija. Okay, so we don't have destination, so that's why it will be successful. Okay, again I'm saying it will take the default location. So what is the default location? You can see this is the default location. See, shanmukh.bak. So it's not mandatory to give the path. Okay, if you don't give the path, it will take the default location. You want to give the path, I want to give the path. Okay, for example, here I'm creating one folder, Control Shift N, backups. Enter. This is the path. I want to take backups to this path. Okay, here what I have to do, I have to give path here, Control V \. Okay, if I simply run this query, then it will take backup to this location only. Which location? To this location. Now it's not a default path. Now I created a separate location, right? It's not a default path. Now I just created one more folder. It's not a default path, it's a custom path. So in that case you have to give the path. If you don't give the path, guys, don't worry, don't throw any error. It will take the backup to the default location, in case in the default location if the free space is there. Okay, if I execute again, I can take it. Okay, 608 pages. Now you can see backup is generated. Now again, can I run the same query to the same location, same path? Can I run the same query, guys? Is it going to allow me, or it will throw the error? The file existed. The file already existed. It will
Maybe it's going to overwrite, sir.
Let's see. It is going to overwrite or it is going to throw the error. We'll see. What is the size of this file? 672, right? I am not going to change the file name. Okay. Execute. Done. So one confirmation is it don't throw the error even though if you give the same location. That's clear, right? And if you go to the file, what is the size?
Appending. sir.
Appended
By
to that.
default, it will be appended. Earlier 672, now 1343. By default, how many times you are running? Every time it is going to append the file. Every time it is going to append the file. Okay, see here. So by default, it will be appended. Don't throw any error. Now, guys, tell me. Now, do you know the meaning of backup set and media set? Now, tell me what is this? Is it a backup set or media set? What is meant by media set? Collection of backup sets is called media set. Collection of backup sets is called media set. Earlier, when it is 672 KB, this is called one backup set. Now I took multiple backups on the same file. So the backup files are appended. Now 4 full backups are there. Collection of backup set is called one media set. Is it clear now? Now this is a media set, guys. While restoring, do you think all 4 backup sets will be restored, guys, or only one backup set will be restored? I want to restore this file. While restoring, all 4 full backup sets will be restored, or only one full backup set will be restored?
Only one.
Only one is required. Why we need 4 full backup sets? While restoring, okay, it will restore only one full backup. This is very important, guys. You will came to know during automation why we have to learn about this. Okay, append, overwrite and all. So generally, if you give the same name to the same location, the file will be appended. It don't throw
While
any.
appending, how it will, sir?
While appending,
How it will previous backup and current backup, like
it is going to choose based on the time zone. Okay, based on the time, which one is recent, it is going to apply while restoring. Fine, guys. Any questions? Append,
Sir, but
overwrite, backup set, media set.
what is the purpose or use of like
There is no
file?
purpose. See, there is no purpose and all. We don't use this one. Generally, we'll every time we'll give different names and all while giving the backups. Every time we'll choose the different names. But manually we don't do that. Automatically SQL Server will add different names and all. I'll tell you during automation. There you will get a complete idea. Okay. Generally, we don't use append option. Why? Because there are lot of challenges with append. What is the problem? I cannot delete the old backups. It will keep increasing. The file will be increasing. If I delete this file, my database backup will be deleted. So that's a dangerous thing, right? So that's why we don't use append option. There is a separate thing that it will, whenever you are taking the backups, it is going to take the backups with the date and time stamp. I'll show you during the automation. You'll get an idea. Okay. As of now, is it clear, guys?
Yeah, it's clear.
Full backups. Yes.
Append means by default.
By default, appending. Yes. By default, appending option will be there. Fine, guys. Clear? So what is the query? You can simply give what you want to do. Backup I want to do. What backup you want? A database. Which database it is? Zomato. Please be muted. Please be muted. Right? And to which location? To disk is equal to this location. You can give the path and file name .bak. So this is how generally, okay, we will provide the path, location and command to take the full backup, guys. Right? What is the time now? 8:30 now. Okay. So take the break, guys. We'll discuss about the differential backup. After full backup, we'll discuss about the differential backup. Come back at 8:35. 8 minutes plus 5 minutes, 30 minutes. Come back at 8:35, guys. Come back at 8:35. Then we'll start discussing what is the differential backup. Okay.